Hello everybody, myself Prashant Mukhopadhyay, faculty member, Electrical Engineering Department, Greater Kolkata College of Engineering and Management. In the last class of power electronics and drives, so we have discussed about cycloconverter, single phase cycloconverter, circuits, operations, and so waveforms, and different types of single phase cycloconverter, bridge type, mid center type, etc. So now we have a quick recapitulation of the last class discussions. Basically, cycloconverters is a direct frequency changer, and that converts AC power at one frequency to AC power at another frequency by AC-AC conversion process. And cycloconverters are used in high power applications, driving synchronous and induction motor. They are usually phase control, and they use thyristors due to their ease of natural or phase commutations methods. So this is a say block diagram of cycloconverter. This is input frequency, this is output frequency. Input frequency may be single phase or three phase, and output frequency also will maybe single phase or three phase, depending upon the input frequency. You will get the output frequency of different value. So single phase cycloconverter we have also discussed. So this is a figure of the single phase cycloconverter. So basically this converter consists of back-to-back connections of two full wave bridge rectifier circuits, actually the control rectifier basically, and there are waveforms with resistive loads. This is actually a P converters, positive. This is N converter, negative converter. So this is the negative positive converter block, bridge converter. This is the negative converter block or negative block. Okay, so this is P converter and this is N converter. This is the source voltage, clear, and supply voltage. So their waveforms will be like this. This is the waveform. So this is output waveforms. So this is the time for positive converter on, and this is the time for negative converter on. So if input voltage is equal to Vs equal to Vm sine omega st. So basically the RMS output voltage can be found from this equation. So this is actually equal to V0 equal to 8 by 8 pi integration alpha p to pi root over of 2 Vs sine omega st whole square d omega t whole root. Okay, so this will come to the value of this actually Vs by 2 root over of 1 by pi into say pi minus alpha p plus sine alpha p by 2. Okay, and it now depends on the output frequency, and therefore when P converter are operating alone, the output voltage is positive half cycles with the average output voltage equal to this to Vm by pi cos alpha for step down converters. This will be the output waveforms profiles, and this is actually the output frequency that's equal to 1 by T0, that is equal to 1 by 4 pi Fs supply frequency. So as also when N converter operating alone, the output voltage is negative with average value BDC BD2 equal to negative of BD1. So this is a quick recapitulations of our last class discussions. Now actually we'll work out an example. This is the input voltage to the cycloconverter of the figure like this figure basically. Okay. So this cycloconverter. So actually when this is the input voltage is 120 volt RMS with 50 Hz supply frequency. Load resistor is 5 ohm and the inductance is 40 millihenry. The frequency of the output voltage is 25 Hz. If the converters are operated as semi-converters such that say alpha delay angle from 0 to pi and delay angle is alpha p equal to twice pi by 3, so determine the RMS value of the output voltage V0, the RMS value of the load current I0, the input power factors. Okay, so from the expressions of basically this actually output voltage, this is the output voltage expression. So if we put this value basic V output equal to Vs 1 by pi minus alpha p sine 2 alpha p by 2 root, okay, that is to the power 1/2. So put the value, so Vs equal to 120 and alpha p equal to 2 pi by 3. Okay, so this will be 4 pi by 3. Okay, so how much it is coming? So it is actually this will be the value 120 root over 1 by pi minus 2 pi by 3 plus sine 4 pi by 3 by 2 to the power half. So you can put the value of pi and you will get the output voltage, okay, RMS value. Now the you find out the RMS value of the load current. First of all, you have to find out the impedance Z. So that is equal to R square root over of R square plus omega naught L square. This is the output angular frequency. So this will be R equal to 5. Okay, and L is 40 millihenry. So put here actually twice pi f L. What is the output voltage frequency? 25 Hz. So actually this if output frequency is 25, L is 40 millihenry, 40 into 10 to the minus 3. Okay, so this to the cos, this is omega not L square. Okay, so calculate this value and you will get 8.02 ohm. Okay, this is the impedance of the load. Okay, now what is the input, what is the RMS value of the load current? This is the RMS value of the voltage and this is the impedance. Then load current will be divided by this. So angle, first find out the angle. So theta equal to how much? Tan inverse of 6.28 by 5. This one. 6.28, this one by 5. Okay. So it will be 51.4 degree. Okay, actually this value will come XL with 6.28 here. So that will be 51.4 degree. So RMS load current should be equal to V0 by Z. So 53 by 8.02. So that means 6.6 ampere. Okay, lagging actually. This will be lagging. Here, theta. So actually we are getting, this is the RMS value of the load current, then the input power factors. Now RMS input current IS, the I0 equal to 6.6 ampere, we got volt ampere rating IS VS, that is 6.6 into 120. Okay, so that will be 792 volt ampere, that is the power input. Okay, then output power equal to V0 I0 cos theta. V0 is how much? 53. We got here. This will be 53 actually. Okay, this will be 53. This value. So if you put here, I0 is 6.6 and cos of 51.4 degree. Okay, so put these values and it will be 218.23 watt. Okay, so ultimately you will get power factor equal to output by output. This is the active power and this is volt ampere. This is volt ampere. Okay, so P by S. This is S. So 218.23 watt by 792. So how much it is coming? So this is actually 0.2755 lagging. Okay, this is actually 0.2755 lagging. So actually this is the this example will clear your idea about single phase cycloconverters. Now we'll discuss three-phase to three-phase cycloconverter. Before going to this three-phase to single-phase cycloconverters, definitely we must have once again I am telling you we have discuss a problem here with this values. Actually this is the actually these are the waveforms of output voltage with resistive loads for this cycloconverter. Basically this is a bridge type cycloconverter, single phase. Okay, and its operation we have already discussed, and we got this actually single phase to single phase cycloconverter waveforms. So this is input voltage waveform. Okay, this is output voltage waveform. This actually thrice inspired here. This is the delay angle. Okay, so frequency, this is for the positive converter, bridge converters, and this part is for negative converters. This is the waveform with the resistive load, and we got the RMS output voltage value, that is like this. Yes, output RMS value of the output voltage equal to Vs 1 by pi, so pi minus alpha p plus sine 2 alpha p by 2. So by whole this root, that is to the power half. So it not depends on output frequency. Okay, now when the P converter in the actually positive converter operating alone, the output voltage is positive half cycles with average output voltage equal to 2 Vm by pi cos alpha. Okay, so this is the average output voltage Vg. And when the output frequency f0 equal to 1 by t0, that is 1 by 4 times the supply frequency. So when a negative converter operating alone and the output voltage is negative with respect to with average value of Vd2 equal to minus Vd1. So this is more or less a quick recapitulations, and we have discussed a problem here. That is, the problem is the input voltage to cycloconverter of bridge type single phase cycloconverters, single phase to single phase conversion. So it is input voltage is 120 volt to RMS. We at 50 Hz frequency, load resistance is 5 ohm, and inductance of the load. So basically it's RL load, 40 millihenry, and frequency of the output voltage is 25 Hz F0. The converters are operated as semi-converters such that delay angle is from 0 to pi, and the delay angle is such that the alpha is from 0 to pi, and the delay angle alpha p equal to twice pi by 3 to determine the RMS value of the output voltage, RMS value of the load current, and the input power factor. So we have first put the in the RMS value of the expressions of the output voltage. So the value of alpha p, and we got the expressions and the output voltage RMS value. We also find out the impedance. So then we got the RMS input current. Before that we have to find out phase angle, and then VA rating, output power, and then power factor of the output. So now we'll discuss three-phase to single-phase cycloconverter. Since the details analysis of this three-phase to single-phase cycloconverter is beyond our scope, that is not possible to discuss everything in details or analysis of the parameters as it is not prescribed in your syllabus. So it is actually, we will qualitatively analyze these operations and its waveforms so that you have get some essence of three-phase to single-phase cycloconverter, then three-phase to three-phase cycloconverter. So basically, three-phase to single-phase cycloconverter consists of two three-phase half-wave controlled rectifiers. So as it is shown here, three-phase half-wave controlled rectifier. One converter is for positive group and other for negative group. This is for positive group and this is for negative group. So this positive group will supply positive load current to this load, and a negative group will supply that actually negative load current. But that means so positive group load current converters supply load current and positive load current, and that load current is being collected to the flowing to the negative group. That means it is minus negative load current basically supplied by this negative converter group. So when actually one converter is so we are finding this one converter is for positive group and another for negative group. Okay. So when positive group converter or P converter is operating alone, so positive voltage K appears across the load, and when N converters or negative converter operating alone, negative voltage L appears along the load. So this is a figure of three-phase to single-phase half-wave cycloconverter basically. So this is actually the positive group bridge converters voltage, and this is negative group, so output voltage. Okay, basically this is the supply voltage, phase A phase, B phase, C phase, and this is the supply frequency. Okay, this is the output of the voltage of the say positive converters, and this is the output voltage profile of the negative bridge converters. Okay, so actually this is for resistive load. So this is the when positive converter is on and this is negative converter is on. Okay, this is actually the fundamental. This is fundamental actually, and this is your output waveform, voltage waveform. Actually, this is the output voltage waveform. So this is the complete cycle. So taking time period is T0. So output frequency of this cycloconverter F0 equal to 1 by T0. Okay. So this is your waveforms for resistive load. For alpha not equal to 0, for positive group converter at point A, that is alpha equal to 0, VD load voltage, VD is how much? Equal to 3 root 3 by 2 pi Vm, that is equal to V0, VD0. And at point P, when alpha greater than 0, VD equal to VD0 cos alpha. And at point AF, here VD equal to 0, because see all the output here is this is equal to, this is for negative half. Okay, here this will be cancelled out and this is 0 for this phase. So total is ultimately resultant VD equal to 0. So this is the mean output voltage, this dotted line. So the mean output voltage. Here also this is the mean output voltage. Okay. So This is so positive group converter operating for positive half, and negative group converter operating is idle. This is for the waveforms when positive group of converter is operating and negative group of converter is in ideal conditions. This is will be the mean output voltage. Okay, and this is discussed here. Now when negative group of converter operating and positive group of converter is idle, so this is the mean output voltage, and this is shown here at point K, L, M, N, O, P and Q, that is alpha greater than 90 degree. So that means this is input frequency, and this is actually output by 2 frequency is this is output by 2. Total is this is the total frequency actually. This one F0. So this is half. This is half F0 by 2. And this is also half. This is F0 by 2. Okay, and this is the input frequency. Clear? So at point K, L, M, N, O, P, Q, alpha greater than 90 degree, that means Vt is negative. So it is in the inverting mode. So changeover from positive group converter to negative group converter should be done at point F or Q, because output of the two converters are 0 to avoid short circuit. Here also it is equal to 0. It is 0 output voltage. Okay, this is the main output. So here it is 0. Or you can convert it here at Q. This here also output voltage is 0. So then the conditions that alpha p plus alpha n should be pi. So this is the delay angle for positive converter, and this is for negative converter. So alpha p plus alpha n should be equal to pi, and that should be met. Okay. So that's all about 3-phase to single-phase cycle converter. Now we'll discuss 3-phase to 3-phase cycle converter. Say if output of 3-phase to single-phase converters of the same kind are connected in star or delta, and if the output voltages are 2 pi by 3 radians phase shifted. 2 pi by 3 means 120 degree. Okay, so 120 degree is phase shifted from each other. The resulting converter is a 3-phase to 3-phase cycle converter, and it is shown here. Okay, this is 120 degree. Clear? So basically this is actually either star connected or load connected, delta connected. So it's this is the circuit diagram. Okay, and another type of 3-phase cycle to 3-phase cycle converter is obtained by using full-wave bridge rectifiers. So these are the full-wave bridge rectifiers for each phase. This type of frequency signature is using 36 thyristors, because for each phase we are having 6, 12. Okay, back-to-back full-wave converter circuits connected like these converters here. So this type of frequency is using 36 thyristors, and the output frequency if 0 is less than the input frequency. So this is 3-phase to 3-phase cycle converter circuit diagram. Okay, so basically what we have learned, so in this lessons of cycle converter, basically cycle converter is used for AC to AC conversion. That means AC of a certain frequency to get output as another AC of a different frequency. So this may be either single phase may be the center mid center type bridge converter type. We may so single phase to single phase. Then we can get 3-phase to single phase, 3-phase to 3-phase cycle converters, and these are nowadays are basically used very widely in AC drive systems, where particularly in induction motors, etc. Where say frequency control, by controlling frequency, squirrel cage induction motors speed can be changed with different output frequency. So actually in these discussions of the cycloconverters, we have get some idea about how this cycloconverter operates, what should be its output, say waveforms, say output voltage, output current, and how the frequency is being changed from input level to output level, and these are all discussed. We have also discussed a single of numericals also to get some idea. So with this we can conclude the discussions on cycloconverter. Next we'll start a new topic, inverter. So basically what are the different types of inverters, how they are being classified, how they are being operated, so what is its how it is operated, what is its operation strategy, etc. That will be discussed in the next class. But once again I am asking you that in cycloconverter discussions, if you have any problem, if you have any questions, you can ask me. But I always suggest you to with this lecture. So hearing these lectures also, you can you have to follow your textbook. So my suggestions is always go for the textbooks, and I have say referred so many textbooks, good textbooks. That is Power Electronics by P.S. Bemra, Power Electronics by say P.C. Sen, Power Electronics by Rosid, and of course Power Electronics and Drives by Sim Kanchandani, etc. There are not many good books, and also you can follow the internet, where you can available the NPTEL lectures, also some good say study materials. I have also taken the help of this lectures, this textbook, as well as NPTEL lectures, and some study materials available in the internet. So hope you have enjoyed this session, and particularly if you have any queries, once again I am telling you, you contact me, you ask me, you question me, you WhatsApp me, mail me, or even you can say contact me through phone. So with this we can conclude and today's discussions. In the next class we will start a new chapter, that is regarding say inverters. So thanks all of you very much for your patience hearing, and with this I must conclude. Okay, thank you.